Everything is not funny. They will blame the fault. My neighbor dress fall. He goes the parapet.
ABC, Nigeria, from top to bottom, top to bottom, top to bottom, top to bottom.
This one like this, don't stumble. Everything water. Everything is not funny. They will blame the fault. I play like this. My neighbor dress fall. He goes the parapet.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Moses okay speaking to us today. Today being the Wednesday, the 17th of August 2022. Couple of months from today, Nigerians will go to the poll to elect a man or a woman. But as it appears, there is no woman in the one of those or the four parties that are in the front runner. But be that as may, in many couple of months today, Nigerians will be making that decision. Now, this evening, I will say welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're seeing my face for the first time, I would be glad if you can, please, subscribe to this platform and give us a like, share, and invite others. This evening, I'm going to be looking at the visit made by PeterObi, where he met Wike. He met former governor of Rivers State, Donald Duke. You know, many people do not know what is happening because it appears that the dragging that Wike is dragging, Wike is by every means necessary trying to tear the trouser himself because he sings, he says, as he dey pain them, he dey sweet us, as he dey sweet us, he dey pain them. I hope you know that song, waxed and released by Wike himself. Okay, I hope you know that song. As he dey pain them, he dey sweet us. As he dey sweet us, now so he dey pain them. We are going to look at what is the likely conversation that transpired between Governor Wike, former Governor Duke, Governor Ortom of Benue State, and as many of you know, a couple of days back, there was some minor altercation or fracas because everyone now uses the obedient to be a punching bag. That FemiKuti, the son of the great legend, a man I have so much tremendous respect for, and a man that I also have respect for in the person of FemiKuti. The small rough fight, as it were, eventually were settled. Again, I wonder how PeterObi does it. A man that people will knock, say all manner of things about him. He has a way, I mean, that guy is a native doctor, I tell you. He has a way of, bringing himself back to the heart of those even that hate him. Because recall, I'll play that video to us, that Femi was saying that it is an aberration to say that you're obedient, that he's a non-conformist. He cannot conform to the norms. So those saying that they are obedient, that something is wrong. But I do not tell you, I can tell you categorically that after meeting PeterObi in the early hours of today, that Femi is no longer the same Femi. We think we are talking about that one. People, You have seen where termite eats up trillions of naira in Nigeria. Can you beat that? Termite, akika, will go and eat 17 point, no, sorry, billions, you know, billions. Termite will go and eat 17.12 billion naira worth of vouchers. You pause for a moment and you ask yourself, in which planet is this thing happening? There was a poll that I found today at Njenje Media. I think one of the staff members put that up. How can, the poll was, do you think between the snake, the monkey, and the termite, which one do you think that consumes and takes too much money from Nigeria? Nigeria, when some people say that Nigeria is a zoo, but some would get angry. But the things that happen in Nigeria appears to be the thing that can only happen within the animal kingdom. A nation where snake will swallow bags and Ghana must goes of millions of naira. A nation where an SGF will use millions of taxpayers' money to cut grass in an IDP camp. Grass, not only grass, but a special grass indeed. The grass, in his words, he classified it as invasive species. That is the species that is very, very invasive. IDP. The same people in IDP camp could as well, free of charge, as long as you feed them, because they are not working, cut those grass, or even employ them to cut the grass. No. We are cutting grass of invasive species with a couple of millions. And that is a nation. A nation, and many of you watching me are still struggling to understand why we are in a mess and why there is every need to rescue that nation or to kiss it bye to your tent, O Israel. It's either as the elders of the Afaniferes has told us that someone of competent, someone who is very competent to help to rescue the nation, or you can as well do whatever you wish and keep bringing the old cargoes that are of no value. Well, they're of no value. If I talk about what's going to happen, my pants will come miss. The old cargoes that have no value. Or you want to get the Milocons, or the ones they call, let me not say them, but you know what I mean. This platform does not support vulvulence. So we are trying to keep it pure and simple. Now, if you're joining me for the first time, please kindly do the needful. My name is Mazes, okay? We will kick and we will start the conversation now. But before we start, as usual, we are going to go down to Abuja and bring in the president and ask him, Mr. Muhammadu Buhari, what is your impression about Nigeria as it stands? Mr. President, good evening, sir. What do you think about the security of lives and property in Nigeria? Can you tell us something?
The government has failed to do its principal duty of protecting life or property of all beings inside its territory in Nigeria. And what happened, as I said, in Ekiti and Oshun.
So the man has told us in plain language, in simple English, that the government has failed in protecting lives and properties as it concerns its own citizens within the entity called Nigeria. It's that simple. No plus, no minus, no but, no if. It's that simple. In his own words, not mine. He said it. He said it. But if I drive you straight, small, if I take you and turn it, you know that what he said was in the what was it? Is that the past, the present, or the future? No. What he said was in the past participle. That's what he said.
You will be a past participant. Yeah. Hey! Ebu agomia. One day we go me. Say yesterday you are a past. So very soon you shall be past. Party. One day, say tickle. Say tickle. One nana so you ba na ebuli. On a make.
So now that was in the past and is now in the tickle. But joke aside, if we now come down and think, what was the strategic meeting why PeterObi met with Ortom? Obviously, many of us know that Governor Ortom, Fayose, Governor Wike, a couple of them that contested for the presidential ticket within the PDP with Atiku are not happy. Now, the question is, if we want to stay in the realm of speculation, will it be right to say that these individuals, that whatever they are doing in these areas, that something is about to happen? The photos, many of you have seen the photos of them meeting together in this place in question. Do you think, by any means, that they are meeting in this Port Harcourt? Because I think Dangwambo and Mimiko was with, these are individuals that were with them. Many of you are saying that what would they actually do? That they were the same old cargoes and old individuals that really brought us to where we are. But again, some would then argue that if you want to really pay such attention, or rather, if you want to really move things forward, and they, some cited the example of in 2014, how the NPDP helped APC to come to power. When Kwankwaso, the former governor of Rivers State, that is in the person of Rotimi Chibike Amechi, and many others, when they left the PDP and formed the NPDP, and from the NPDP joined the APC in order to grab power from the PDP. So could that be something that is actually playing out as we speak? No one knows. No one really knows. But if we want to stay in that realm, we can say, well, actually, it appears that that is what is actually playing out. We don't know entirely, but from all indications, if you look at what is happening, it does appear that that meeting that took place in, let me quickly pull that picture up, because that may help us get better understanding of what we are talking about here. Because when you look at these men in these pictures, it will help you understand that these men didn't converge for nothing. They didn't come here to just have a look. Look at this man. You see Peter Saida Todo. You see the last governor, his name Ikpeazu, na Abia State. You see Donald Duke. You see PeterObi, Ayo Fayose, Mimiko. So these are all disgruntled PDP members. Disgruntled. Are they trying to form strategic alliance with PeterObi? I do not know. Are they trying to offer him something? Is it a Southern alliance forming? We do not know. But what I can tell you is that something is cooking. Something is cooking, and something is cooking very, very soon. The port, everyone is getting the firewoods all together. The port will be very, very hot very soon. Yeah? The port will be very, very hot. So you have seen the photo here, right? That is the visit. But let's see if we can get the Arise team to actually tell us more about this. All right, let's get the Arise team here to see if they can tell us more about this visit. Let's listen.
Across the globe. Burden of the disease to the
He was was bombed by accident. American cinema and one of the icons of Negro theater in the United States. Yes, Sidney Poitier. And Bears, Shoot to Kill. Yeah. You know, these are some of the films he acted in.
That, Dr. Abati, is about the evolution of Hollywood at this point. Well, let's begin what's trending. The Rivers State Governor, Nyesom Wike, has warned supporters of the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, to focus on developing a winning strategy for the 2023 elections rather than peddle false rumors. The governor said this while speaking at the inauguration of the new government VIP lounge at the Port Harcourt International Airport. Wike's comments come amid speculations over whether he will support the PDP after losing the party's presidential and vice presidential tickets. On Tuesday, the governor was seen pictured with the presidential candidate of Labour Party, PeterObi, the former governor of Ondo State, Dr. Olusegun Mimiko, Governor Samuel Ortom of Benue State, and the former governor of Cross River State, Donald Duke, among others, sparking several reactions on social media. Let's take some tweets. This is from Frankie, who wrote, "Well, well, well, when you see everyone rushing to Rivers State Government House, you will understand it's for a purpose. Wike is pressing their neck. And we must appreciate Donald Duke, Wike, and his camp. We understand a few persons in the camp are not happy. The goal is simple, rescue Nigeria." Well, Yemi wrote, "Why is PeterObi going after PDP chieftains? He wants to deal with Atiku at all costs. If this is what he calls politics and wants to pay Atiku back after exposing him to national politics, then Nigerians need to be very careful of PeterObi." Well, Pat wrote, "It's normal because he won't ask Obi, that is Wike, not to pay him a visit. Will Wike campaign for Obi? No. Akeredolu and Sanwo-Olu was with Wike a few weeks ago, but Jabiamila was with him as well. So who is he campaigning for? If Okowa chooses to visit him, he won't say no as well. Let's watch." Dr. Bati, I'm sure you guys had discussed this earlier. Rufai, I don't know if you want to make a quick comment with all of the tweets and the responses from Nigerians, because this was trending.
I think we had discussed Wike ad nauseum, but one thing I'll pick out is let's focus on the issues.
You always say that, Rufai.
I'm tired of all this, Wike, PDP talk. Let us focus on the issue. We'll report it because our role in the media, we cannot remove that, but let's focus on the issues. And what are the issues? The issues are terrorism. The issues are the fact that the economy is in a dire state. Everything is looking bad as regards the economy. The indices don't favor us. I'm not saying there are not good things too that are happening.
The good things that are happening, Rufai, my good friend, are very minute. They are very minimal. The things that are happening that you really get us, all of us, really worried about are so much. I saw a video today, I cannot play this video. A police officer, his face, that was in Kogi State, the state of Yeye Bello, covered in blood. And they said that the question that I asked who was behind the attack, I was told that those that the president told us to accommodate, that they are our brothers and our sisters, are behind it, and we are all here. We can all want to play politics at it, and say whatever we want, but we know that things are not.
But the bad things overwhelm the good things, and we can't run away from that. And what are the solutions? I don't see too many people talking about the solution. So let's move on to...
No, it's fine. Dr. Bati, the tweet about Wike pressing their neck, I thought that was quite funny. But the real deal is the fact it was a birthday celebration that was happening in Rivers State over the weekend. I believe he even gifted the former governor of the state. It was turning 74, Peter Odili. He gave him a house. I thought that was quite impressive, but also the fact that Wike is such a superpower at this point. I don't know what your thoughts are.
Well, I don't know.
Well, Wike, his superpowerness is because there is oil on the grounds of rivers. He has no extra intelligence. He has nothing going for him that will mean that he's generating that money. That is basically he has free money coming out of the ground for him to play karo with. Nothing more, nothing less.
About Wike being a superpower. No human being is a superpower.
I mean, in terms of between the PDP and the APC.
Yeah, but the point I made earlier on, as governor of Rivers State, we imagine that during the occasion of the 74th birthday of a major political figure, a father figure in Rivers State politics, like Dr. PeterObi, people will come from different places. Yes. They will come from across the political spectrum, to come and celebrate with him. And I imagine that, yes, yesterday was a special day in Port Harcourt, a birthday event. Dr. PeterObi is not just a major political figure. That's also the husband of His Lordship, Justice Mary Odili. So, that's a very strong family in Rivers. So, as governor, he will play host to everybody, from Labour Party to PDP to retired governors to aspiring governors to, if at that time I had gone to...
He will even play host to thieving governors, looting governors, aspiring looting governors, criminal governors, and ritual governors, all manner of
Port Harcourt, I probably would have been part of that photograph.
Jollificating and pepper souping.
So join them in celebrating Dr. PeterObi, who I join others, of course, in wishing a very happy 74th birthday and many more years of service to the community, to humanity. Okay, so as for the other issue, Governor Wike himself has been saying that he's commissioning projects. After the commissioning of projects, the campaigns will start, according to him. Yeah. That will be in September. And he wants the PDP to, hold the governorship position. He wants to be able to influence who his successor is. So he's trying to prepare the grounds for the campaigns. As for the national issue within the party, well, it's already clear. The candidate of the party, the standard bearer, Atiku Abubakar, is not going to change his running mate. That already is a done deal. Governor Wike himself has said he doesn't want to be a minister. He has said people should leave him alone to focus on winning the election in Rivers State, and the people who are in Abuja should stop saying Wike did this, Wike did that. A meeting has been scheduled, we're told, for Friday between the so-called Wike camp and the Atiku camp. Whatever it is, the party should focus on its own interests. But as I pointed out to Kola Ologbondiyan, when are we going to get to the point where what we'll be hearing from every direction is what those who are seeking positions in Nigeria, what they intend to do for
policy, 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 policy. When are we going to hear that across board without exception? When are we going to hear the deeper argument and begin to add figures to all the promises? Oh, some, the way it is, some are shaking like this. We built certain states. We built certain states and we made it world standard. We generate 40 billion and we are going to recruit 50 million youth and we feed them agbado, cassava. While we are recruiting 40 million youth, the states that they claim that they have built, when they fall sick, they all go to France. Some will say that their place, that United Nations did one study, and in the whole of Africa, internet penetration is the highest. In the same interview, he will say that 80% of his people have no access to internet. Therefore, those who are campaigning on social media are wasting their time. This election, all we want is to hear the real deal, the solution. As we speak today, if you're watching me from Abuja, please go to the comment section, tell us if you have light. Because as we speak now, let me show us this video. This video that shows when the national grid was turned off in Abuja today because of strike action. Look at it. Be the judge.
That's it.
So you're about to go. With the studio now because you know today is a midday. Shutting down most of Abuja now. Abuja no light now. Many places.
So as we were shut down here now, the whole of Abuja, Akwanga.
This place will still be in service because
Most of the lights are there all out, so you can't studio now we are watching. If you can come to TCN in that time.
so where is the station service coming from?
That's what I'm wondering.
Station service.
Soft now.
Okay.
So now it is sad. It is sad that we have come to a position where these disputes keep happening unending. Those of you in Abuja now, obviously you have no light. And what happened? Let me show us. The TCN, I hope we know who the TCN are. You can see my screen. Let me quickly see. Okay, let me make it bolder quickly. The TCN, let me go to Guardian so that, you know, at least you wouldn't say that this is in danger or anything, okay? Now, here we have it here. This is the story. The story has it that the Transmission Company of Nigeria, the TCN, today being Wednesday, said that the national grid has been shut down following the industrial dispute by the two in-house union in the company. This is contained in a statement by the TCN General Manager, Public Affairs, Mrs. Ndidimba in Abuja. Mba said that the grid was shut down by the union even as effort was being made to resolve the issue upon the action was called. Mba said that the incident occurred 3:01 p.m. on Wednesday after several 33 kVA transmission lines and 33 kilovolt kV feeder line across the power system network has been switched off by the members of the union. Now, if you're looking at this and you understand what this means very simple thing. Rather than go forward, for some reason, we are going from top to bottom. We were told, but many of us didn't understand it. We were told.
APC from top to bottom. Top to bottom. Top to bottom.
So we were warned that it's going to be from top to bottom. But here we are, you know, very, 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 very disheartening. Honestly, people, again, I just pray, just like ASU strike, that these things will be resolved. ASU strike is not yet resolved. Our kids have been on home now 6 months plus. Like joke, 6 months plus. I pray that we get to resolve this because this is getting embarrassing. Now, if we leave the realm of strike and come back to realm of human capital management, how you interface with a human being. Recall that FemiKuti had this video last week. Watch.
To insults, abusing me, my family, my children, threatening me that they will burn the shrine because they said, I said, PeterObi's supporters are zombies. First, let's be clear. What did I say? I said, I'm too angry, I'm too sad, depressed to be obedient. I said, how can anybody come up with that term? How can you be obedient? How? I don't see. Me, I can't be obedient in this country. NSAS, killings, my grandmother was killed, my father's house burnt.
Anyway, let's leave the rest of the story. The main gist you catch here is that he made it, he made those comments saying that he can never be obedient. Now, obviously, Femi appears not to understand the difference between obedient, OBE, and OBI. What the Obi movements are saying that they are Obi, that some are even saying they are PeterObedient. Since the obedient has begun to cause trouble, there some are now adding PeterObedient to it. So in that context, Femi's outburst was, nothing. It's something that shouldn't have happened, but sadly it did. And it got to the point that he got to, and people were exchanging missiles. Some were insulting themselves. But what then happened today? Voila! PeterObi paid him a visit. That is the moral of the story that we are talking about. Not to fight, but always to show love, even when you think that people have wronged you or that people have said incendiary things against you. This is what Peter did here. Peter paid him a visit. Look at it. Watch.
Because I saw what he tweeted and I said, no. That is not the future of the society we want to build. We need campaign based on issues that will affect Nigeria. And that's what I encourage everybody to do. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Right. You go well, though. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Now, after watching this, and when you see this, I know tomorrow morning, call Femi, you'll find out that Femi incidentally is obedient. Femi, you are now obedient, but you are no zombie. No. You can never be a zombie. You are a son of a lion. You are a son of a tiger. You bite. You cannot be zombie. But, Oga, you are now obedient. Oga, you are now obedient. But we will never be obedient to tyranny. We will never succumb to tyranny. We will never succumb to bad governance. But Femi, like many others, you have joined the club of obedience. Femi is now obedient. He's not obedient, but he's obedient. You see the difference now? You see it? You get it? You get it?
You get it? Okay. If you don't get it, forget about it.
If you don't get it, I can't help you. And my good brother actually joined them in that. That is the area father himself. The area father. The man who is 72, and we know someone who says he's 70. But the one who is 72, you can see how yoppy he is. He's yoppio. He rides scooter. Nothing is shaking. He doesn't, when he's speaking, he will forget what he say, He's not encouraging you to eat agbado, cassava, and wine. He's not doing any of those, but he's a 70-year-old man. No, 72-year-old man. But the other one is 70. And the other one, I don't know. But in the spirit of reconciliation, in the spirit of trying to get people to, the Jagaban, whom his fellow Yoruba man, Mayegun calls the Jagabandit. I don't want to call him that, but I would rather call him the bat, the one who is battered. Some people call him the batified man. He went to Ortom today to see the former president of Nigeria, Olusegun Obasanjo. Photo, they say, does not lie. Tell me what you see from this photo. Tell me. Use your church mind. Use your mosque mind. Tell me what you see for this photo. What do you see? The photo, some of you, very wicked set of people. Some of you are saying that from this photo, they can see that Baba is obedient. I say, now, wow, some of you, you're very, very wicked. How can you be saying something like that? So you mean because he was greeting Baba and Baba threw away his face, does that mean that Baba, no, I mean, Baba can, he can take visitors. But this photo, as I can tell you, photo, they say, speaks 1,000 words. You can say that. That's not me. These are photos. Okay? Now, everyone, if we move from that place, you know what I said to us before. We are Termite, 8 billions, trillions in collectively, all the money they have stolen, eaten, swallowed, squandered runs into trillions. Trillions. A nation budgeting 4 trillion for oil subsidy. Is Nigerian drinking this petrol? Is it the pure water we now drink every day? 4 trillion. They know they fear God. Though. Before Jonathan handed over, oil was already plunging down around $50. Now, oil is over $110. Yet we don't have money. All they tell us that about 80% of the oil we produce are stolen. Yet, I forget. My brain. I've forgotten the name of the petroleum minister. That petroleum minister that is so incompetent must be an idiot, but I have forgotten his name. He must be very silly. He must be very incompetent. These things under his watch, so much money, so much oil is being stolen. And we have a petroleum minister. Who is even our petroleum minister, sir? Is he alive? Where is he? Who can that be that, all this thing is happening? And the petroleum minister was supposed to be in Nigeria? I don't know, but I can't remember his name now. If you know his name, please, you might tell us in the comment section. I don't know the petroleum minister. Don't want the one where I would, if I remember him now. I don't know. In fact, honestly, I don't even know who the petroleum minister is. I don't know. If you remember his name, tell me. I don't know who the petroleum minister, but all I know is that whoever he is a very incompetent fellow. Before I leave you. Now, we have this. The argument is going back and forth. Who is going to take over? Do we have a competent person to take over governance in Nigeria? Yeah. The Afani Ferry elders had this to say, that no outright right-thinking Nigeria, after watching this, will not understand the message that this elder is passing across here.
Of the Afeni Ferry.
I'm a chieftain of the Afeni Ferry. I am a member of the National Caucus of Afeni Ferry. And that is, of course, the highest policy body of the Afeni Ferry. And in addition to that, I'm a member of the National Executive of the Afeni Ferry, and only 9 of us who run the Afeni Ferry as an organization. And make no mistake, Afeni Ferry is a social, political organization that has, over the time, 71 years, given birth to the Action Group, the UPN, the AD. So we are very comfortable with our position, which has come out of a whole lot of experience in Nigerian political matters, which has come from a deep interrogation of the present political situation, and which has come from our prescient knowledge that has always made us to stand on a high moral ground. And anywhere we stand is where the Yoruba, nay, the whole of Nigeria, has always or have always come to meet us. When we said that the Babangida transition was going nowhere in 1986, it was exactly so. In fact, let me even take it back to when General Gowon tried to do the non-party election, and Papa Olowo said it's going nowhere. And we all know what happened to that exercise. We know what happened to Babangida's June 12th. And again, when we said that Buhari was not going to give us anything good because he had nothing to offer, we said exactly everything that was going to happen in Buhari's rule, and it has come to pass. So Afenifere is not an amorphous group of all comers, it's a group tailored after the sage and the scribe Papa Awolowo. In his wisdom and his books that he has written and in his methods that he has given to us, we have looked at the political situation and rejected the 1999 Constitution. And we said again that there should be no election until this structure is changed. We were at the forefront of restructuring right from 1953. We achieved it with the Littleton Constitution of 1954. And we have carried on. We were the one that made the 2014 confab happen. And that was why we supported President Jonathan. And look at what has happened today to those who supported Buhari. Now it is happening again, and people are dressing in obscene gaps. Those who brought Nigeria to its knees, those who have divided us, those who have made Nigeria ungovernable through Boko Haram and terror. And those are the people that are the candidates for the 2023 election. So Afenifere says there should be no election. That's our stand. But again, if you are even going to say there must be election, then there must be equity. There must be the high moral ground. There must be justice. We have had 8 years of Obasanjo, a Yoruba man. We have had 11 years of the North, 3 years of Yaradua and 8 years of Buhari. And we have had 5 years of the South-South. And if it is coming to the South, the only region or the only zone in the South that has not had it is the Southeast. Based on equity, on justice, on fairness, it should go to the Southeast. If at all, there should be an election. And
now, for those of you who do not understand what the Baba is saying, or not, okay, not that you don't understand, but to put it in context, he said actually that there should not be election in 2023. We should fall back, which is the stand of Ninas by Tony Nadi. You should pull back and have a real restructuring of the system before you can now get the people. Also, whatever your decision is, you crown it with a referendum before you move forward. Now, he says, if this is not possible, if you're not able to do these things before February 2023, and you insist of going to conduct election for 2023, that it is then better that you go back, you look at equity, you look at competence. If you take equity, that the Northwest, Southwest, South-South all have governed, with the exception of Northeast and Southeast, both North and South. And if you look at it, that the Northwest has governed for 8 years, if equity be anything to go by, it has to naturally come down to the South. And in coming down to the South, he now reiterated the same statement being made by Paaya Debanjo, a 93-year-old man who has seen Nigeria when Nigeria was naked, when Nigeria has no dross or half shimi. He saw Nigeria when Nigeria was battered. Stark naked, no dross, no half shimi, no boxers, no nothing. and is telling you this is the best thing to do if you have to get it right. And again, Nigeria is even lucky that when you're promulgating this issue of equity, that same region in question gave Nigeria what in the last 60 years may be something that has never excited our own citizens the way the excitement is today. That is what I call 2-in-1. Buy one, get one free. And that is what the man is saying.
That is our stand. But again, in examining PeterObi and in interrogating PeterObi and having to have had the opportunity to deeply anticipate and bring to the fore.
Let me address a friend here. That is Alpha Becker says, how can you rule a country based on that regional and tribal line? Again, he's not talking about regional or tribal line. And Alpha Becker goes ahead to say, there is no country in the world that is led on this basis. You do not know and you do not understand history. Alpha Becker, your history is probably close to zero. And can I school you that in the United Kingdom, a nation made up of 4 countries, that is the Welsh, the English, the Scottish, and the Irish in the Northern Ireland. These are 4 countries. When they play Europa League, they play as independent countries. Whatever they do, they are independent countries that have yielded their sovereignty to come together under one umbrella of what you call the United Kingdom. Ireland, Scotland, Northern Ireland, England, Scotland, and Wales. That is it. So for you to tell us that no country does it, you do not understand it, and you're not schooled enough. Sorry. If you go to Switzerland, Switzerland has the French and German, English-speaking country, entities, and for equity, fairness, for no one to feel that slight of not being wanted or represented fully, they rotate the presidency and the vice presidency. That's all. Even when you think nobody does it, the PDP, when PDP was PDP, when they had nationalistic instinct in their head, in their brain, enshrined in their own constitution, that power must rotate between North and South. The micro-zoning should be done within the regions, not written, but given. You think that the founding fathers were idiots when Awolowo called Dr. Nanda Azikiwe that they should form government in the First Republic. Zik said, after consultation, Zik rejected that offer because it would have been that the 2 main people that formed the government are from the South. Well, many of you are saying it probably would have been better if that was done. It would have entrenched competency or anything. But I do not know. But when you can see that what it means is that when you rotate, you give power to those, because this is about equity. If you leave it at anything, power, in fact, good luck, Jonathan probably would never smell power. If you don't bring that principle. But we must get to a point where, if you ask me, we should even get to a point where we know if power gets, because the Southeast is 2-in-1. One, it is the Southeast as a region, and one, it is the homeland of the Indigo. But if you come to the South, is a region. You have South, you have Edo, you have Igbo, you have Ishekiri, you have Ijaw, so you have multiple ethnic nationalities. If you ask me, it should be that if Ijo goes first, whenever presidency comes again, maybe alphabetically, it should now be Ishekiri. Whenever it comes again, it should now be the other one until we get to a point, if our brains are developed enough that you are building, because at this point, you are not yet a nation. You are building a nation. So if you understand these principles, you wouldn't be making the argument you're making. You think the elders here are talking nonsense. No, these are men of
the issues that confront this country, namely the structure, and knowing fully well that we can cannot.
Alpha Becker says, I am from the UK and you are wrong, sir. Okay, I am wrong, sir. UK citizen. Okay, UK is one street, ba? Thank you. Go ahead.
Continue this way, namely the wastage in government and the bad governance. We believe that if at all there should be an election, the only person that is capable of putting this country right back on track is PeterObi, and we stand by that assertion.
Really make of this endorsement of the
so they stand by that assertion. Now, that assertion is very simple. That assertion is nothing else than to say, let equity and fairness play a role. That is their argument. That's not my argument. That is their argument. Here we then argue, let competence play a role. Let someone who is going to bring us out from the quagmire that we find ourselves in, let that play a role. And in that playing a role, we must then endeavor to ensure that someone who is also healthy plays a role. We do not want a repeat of Yar'Adua or a repeat of Buhari. The way you, after helping you to hold your flag, or maybe helping you to hold the Quran or the Bible, 2 weeks later, you jet up the country. Take our presidential jets, park them at the Heathrow or Stansted or Gatwick or Bristol, wherever they park them. And we wait. We pay, because these things, there is no brother, there is no sister in the hood. So we pay through our nose. The taxpayers cough out these monies and they pay. And you think that those that are paying this money will be happy, whereas the same nation that is paying that money is crazily indebted. And a lot of things are not working out. If you're joining me for the first time, my name is Manzezoke. Please do me a favor. Do me one thing and one thing only. Subscribe to this platform if you haven't. I can see how many of you just like the video. That is not encouraging people. Hit the like button. Make it turn blue on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube. Make it. You can use the star button, Oh, and for those on Facebook saying we want to support the channel, but we don't know how to, we have turned up the star. You can click on the star on the videos, and it helps the platform. And on the YouTube, you can use the super sticker and the super charts. Very, very well appreciated. Common Sense Sister is saying, exactly, PMB parked the presidential jet for 103 days. Can you imagine? 103 days, you just go and park presidential jet. Many of you in the UK, when you want to go to Nigeria for 1 month, you're not going to be available for 1 month. Some of you go and remove your cars, put them off road because you don't want to pay that road tax. But here, our Mumuno do 100 days. We just went somewhere, paying them everywhere, parking fee. If you ask them now, how much did we pay for that parking? They won't tell you. They won't tell you. Please, I'm begging you. Many of you leave Alpha Becker. Alpha Becker, you know, Becker in German is a baker. So Mekuna leave him. Maybe is a baker. Don't engage him too much. Okay. So people, I'm trying. So we're going to end the broadcast very soon. But before I do, I must also remind us what they said in 2014. We must keep reminding them what
the record. The exchange rate has moved from 120 to the dollar to 240 to the dollar. That is Jonathan's record. Jobs have been destroyed. Livelihoods have been destroyed. Over 1 million people have been displaced because of incompetent and corrupt security mismanagement. Meanwhile, during this period, oil prices have been at their all-time high. Trillions have been budgeted for security, but the only thing you see are mansions in Abuja owned by ministers of defense and generals.
Wow. Talking about that, the only thing you will see is mansions owned by generals. Oga, this is the same man that told us that he knows and they know where bandits are and they listen to them. They know their conversation. They know their movement. Yet, today, he's the one that went to Asorok and told Buhari that ISWAP said that they will kidnap him, they will flog him, they will. And the Buhari said he's not a wire. I am not a wire. They're telling me they're going to catch me and they're going to plug me. When he talk up, they say, Kagani, I am not a wire. But on a serious note, if Nigeria was bad in 2024, 2025, many people are now asking, yes, we agree Nigeria was bad in that year. Can you please bring us to that bad time? No, don't do it good though. In fact, we like that bad time. Just bring it. When dollar was 174 to 194, bring it at that time. I recall when you go to America that time, buy a $10,000 car. That is most times minor accident. It might, just a small dent. $10,000 car is not more than 5 years old. By the time you clear it, everything, you still get the car, shipping, clearing, everything for less than 3.8 million. Today, the same car will not change. You won't get it for 10 million. Because by the time you buy the $10,000 car alone, you spend close to 6.5 million. You now ship it. The only thing that has remained constant is the shipping cost. But the clearing cost has gone gaga. When I say gaga, in fact, it has removed dross. It has run mad and gone into the market square. That's where we are today. And we are, some people are still talking about change. Naira is crying now. Naira is on its knee. Naira is crying. Oh, Alpha, but you see, truth is coming out now. Alpha Baker says, my favorite governor is Engineer Dave Umahi. As a Northerner, we see fairness through him. I would agree with you on one thing on Governor Dave Umahi. He is an action governor. He works. He does things that many other governors will be ashamed that they are not doing. A state that receives so little, but what they do with that little that they receive is marvelous. Whereas states with oil producing allocation, like Abia State, Ibazo, nothing. All you see is poto everywhere. Poto, it rains. Abia State has turned the Kilimanjaro of garbage. If you want to look at 10-story building, 10-story high of garbage, go to Abia. In fact, you won't pay. Go and see sites. Just go for sightseeing. Year in, year out. Ebonyi State has commissioned 23 flyovers. 23. Rivers, I think the 12th one. Abia, one. They started since they can finish and they know great finish. So the governor say those demanding for flyover, meaning they don't get car. So if you don't get car, why are you bothering yourself a flyover? Oh, Abia nto. Ebeo. I don't know if Abia is the worst, state. Badly managed since 1999, maybe. From one, you think one was worse. It comes in, the one is the street parlance will say wasa. The other one will be wasata. There's two one coming, please. Let it not be worsters. Please. I beg Abia. I will collapse personally. I will collapse. I have interest in Abia because that is the Japan of Africa. Where men engage their brain. A friend of mine came yesterday to my house, brought me a gift of a senator cloth. My good friend Anaba, thank you very much. He brought me this gift of a senator cloth made in. I might admire this cloth. Look at the finishing. And he said, people with talent, just give them the basic things and let them really, really take over and do things for themselves. No, you won't. But hey, those have destroyed the economy. The same people
we know these houses, we know the owners.
You know these houses, you know the owners, yet catch them, you know fit. 17.8 billion eaten by 17.8 billion vouchers eaten by Termite. Termite. Where sniper they come myself. So these people just they talk. Why didn't you even digitalize? How can we be talking about termites in this 2022? Talking about termites eating your document. Nigeria said not to the floor every month.
The record of the Jonathan administration in the last 6 years. That's why they don't want to talk about it. So what do they talk about? They move from church.
And I think we need to do a GoFundMe for the termites. They are lying against the termites. They are lying. This cannot be true. How can termites do this? There must be justice for the termite. I agree, my sister, common sense. I agree with you, justice for termite. We must protest. Everybody come. Sunday, 1 o'clock, wear black cloth. Protest. We are protesting for termite. How can they be lying against termite? Because they know termites can't talk. They say termite each 17.8 billion. How can? With which mouth? Huh? The termite, they even fear. I beg, before I get blood pressure, make a kukuma sign off and say, everybody, thank you very much for knowing you all. Please, please, please endeavor to like, share, and subscribe to this platform. Please endeavor to like, share, and subscribe. 3 things. Okay, let me wait a little bit. Like now. Some of you, how can you be stingy? We say we know they give shishi. So do you know the gift should reach even to just touch like? Why must you be this wicked? Just touch it, like, just like. And you say you know the gift. So you know the gift should reach to even. Good night. So my good friends from Germany, I say, Gute Nacht, alle. Ich liebe euch alle. my people in Italia, I say ciao, 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 ne? Au revoir, ne? Bye bye, Kachifo. Say gute Nacht, everyone. And I am still Mazes okay. On this note, I say I'll see you guys tomorrow. And please do not forget to join me on my Friday hangout. But if you want to join me on the Friday hangout, endeavor to have something to drink because it's the time we test something new. I am Mazi okay. Bye.
ABC Nigeria, Nigeria from top to bottom, top to bottom, top to bottom, top to bottom.
It's what I say, don't stumble. I'm doing water. Everything is not funny. They will play me fun. I play. My neighbor press one. He close the door.
ABC Nigeria, Nigeria from top to bottom, top to bottom, top to bottom, top to bottom.
Yeah, I still remain your one and only. Harry B, the oldest rapper, the Western master. Hit it. Adibobidient. Come out with your full chest in confidence. No matter what they do, you no go relent. Adibobidient. Come out with your full chest in confidence. No matter what they do, you no go relent. Enough is enough, and you have to go tired. All the shady politicians are all getting fired. PVC, that's the antidote. And you get your fast to come 2022. Digital PVC, man, they call them all. You ain't talking PeterObi, because travel more. Giri, we go sanitize them. At the end of the day, we go analyze them. Adibobidient. Come out with your full chest in confidence. No matter what they do, you no go relent.
You are saying that this person cannot perform. Yet you are saying he in our party nonsense. I've told, if you vote party, the way you will suffer, me, I'll be here, I'll tell you, I won't suffer with you. Nothing will make me suffer with you. I know too much that I can't suffer. But I can tell you, look, you know I'm a man of God. Try to make mistake. Neither will tumble to 5,000. If you don't want another to tumble to 5,000, better tell yourself what to do. It's a word to you when you vote people who have nothing in their head. If you vote party this time, Nigerians, we go fall our hand, they watch on her. All the things they are suffering, am I suffering with you? I'm too connected by covenant to suffer what people are suffering. But if you vote, it's a word to you when your leader is like a child. That means any leader who they'll be using dampers is dangerous. It's a word to the whole land. When thy king is what? Child. It's the Bible, I'm not the one who said it. It's a word to the whole land. When thy king is a child. They use dampers for children. So if you have a leader who they use that pass, woe to you. And the priest is eating the... Is the Bible, and am I the one that said it? Okay. Except you want to argue with.
In Nigeria, a once beautiful bride crumbles into a foreboding silence.
When with all these problems,
all those gifts have become a curse to her children, and things have fallen apart. The sky is darkened, and pride is lost. The promise of glory has faded into forgotten memory. Nigeria, a tragedy of divine proportions, whose story has been rewritten by many authors, now has a rare chance of redemption. Peter, the light on the horizon. Obi, propped by the ghastly moons of her children. Gregory, the golden compass that redirects the course. Peter, Gregory Obi, the antidote to the conventional disillusionment suffered by the people who call this place home. The hope that resonates with millions of ordinary Nigerians, young and old.
Peter is the man. Peter is better.
The young and old children of this nation turn to ask themselves, if not now, when? If not him, who? So I implore you, brothers and sisters of the course, compatriots, arise. Hearken the nation's call, the labor of our heroes past, the sacrifices of our fathers, the blood of our brothers, the cry of our mothers must not be in vain. Let's take back our country. Vote Peter Gregory Obi for President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.